Hello, baseball fans. Welcome to another episode of 6 Inning Stretch with the man, the myth, the legend, with Merrifield and just me, Lindsay Dunn. Whit, I just need to get to this right now. I know you played golf this morning. Are we in a good mood right now?
No. It was all right. No. Front nine was good. Back nine, not so good. So, but every day on a golf course is better than a bad day on a golf course is better than a good day doing anything else. So,
look at you.
If that's a saying. It's a saying. I don't know who said it.
Full of wisdom.
Yeah.
We're credit
I did see a comment. I did see a comment from last time about how we were too nice to each other. So I almost opened it up with, "What up, bitch?" But decided not to.
I can't believe you did it. I cannot believe you did it.
I know I should have.
So, Whit reads the comments on YouTube. So, first of all, I'm pretty sure everyone is shocked right now. And I got a text from him. They're usually funny. And I know I'm being nice and I shouldn't be. But he sent me a screenshot of somebody saying, "You guys were really nice to each other. I love this episode." And Whit was basically like, "Put on your big girl pants. The insults are going to be hurling." I'm like, oh man.
I never really read like comments or mentions when I was playing, and so now I feel like this is a good time for me to jump into it because there's really I'm not going out and playing, so like it's not. I always felt like if I chirped at somebody when I was playing, if somebody said something and I chirped, I had then I put even more pressure on myself to go and play better because I had to live up to the chirp that I just chirped on whoever the keyboard version was that was chirping me in middle of nowhere in his basement. So I didn't want that added pressure. So I never looked at the stuff, but now I got no pressure. So if someone chirps at me, I'm going to chirp back. And if someone chirps at me and saying I'm being too nice to you, watch out.
Oh, thanks so much. The nice person that typed that in now have made me scared for this entire episode. And for the record, because I know you're all going to try to cancel Whit, I actually texted him and saying, this is going to be you next episode. Yo, BITCH, I cannot believe you did it, man.
Thanks for spelling it out. I just my little 1-year-old is beside us. Spelling it out.
Now you act like a 1-year-old. You're moodier than a 14-year-old girl, Whit. Sometimes I am scared for my life when you're gonna text me.
Look, when you're running on no sleep every single night, sometimes I imagine it's what it's like when women go through their special time of the month. You just kind of go like this. I feel like that's what my life is like right now on no sleep.
Wow.
So see, I'm relating. See how that works?
I think for the first time in my life, I might be speechless. Something I never thought we would talk about right now. And you said that like such a Southern gentleman. But we have a lot to talk about. We have Chris Bassitt on the show today. I'm so excited to hear the Hound Dog. Obviously, a lot of Blue Jays talk. But I know our audience, they're waiting on pins and needles to hear about you going to Kansas City, to Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes' restaurant and hanging out with them, buddy.
I'm sure everyone's super interested to hear how the restaurant was. It's a great restaurant. So if you're ever in Kansas
City,
City,
is what they care about.
I saw Wayne Gretzky. He was there, the great one. Hockey player. You ever heard of him?
You didn't tell me this. You told me. Yeah. I'm going to let you tell them who you told me you saw, and that's it.
Yeah, the great one was there just chilling by himself in the bar like a normal person. It was pretty cool. He was there. A couple Chiefs players were there. Jake from State Farm was there. Got to meet him.
He told me.
Yeah. It was fun. It was a fortnight like pre-opening kind of a way for the restaurant to go through their deal and test out some things and see how things are working and see how the kitchen's working and stuff like that. And it was awesome. The place is incredible. 1587 is the name of the restaurant. So when the Jays go to Kansas City next year, be sure if you're going to watch the Jays play and you want to go have a nice dinner, be sure you go ahead and book your reservation like now because it's already booked out until I think through November at this point. So obviously if 15 and 87 have something to do with something going on in Kansas City and really even the country or the world right now. Taylor Swift has a little bit of influence in some of the drinks and food. So it's quite a popular place, I will say. So highly recommended. The food was incredible. The drinks were awesome. The ambiance is really cool. It's very, very
All
cool
right, I'm
place.
going to cut you off. They're not a sponsor, really. You didn't tell me you saw Gretzky. Come on. You told me it was State Farm. And yeah, State Farm guy, met him. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Wow, what a disappointing turnout. But you saw Gretzky. Although, how often do you think the State Farm guy is sliding into people's DMs being like, hey, I'm the State Farm guy. How you doing?
No,
A
no.
lot.
Yeah, he had a girl with him. I don't know if that was a DM girl or not, but he was super nice. I think his name's Kevin. It's not Jake, it's Kevin.
Oh,
He was cool. He was over there just having a good time, and people were going up to him and talking to him because he's Jake from State Farm, and super friendly. Same face as when he is on camera. He's always kind of got that smile on. Very welcoming human being, real welcoming presence. Much like the opposite of myself. I feel like I'm not that welcoming. I don't look that welcoming. I am welcoming. I love talking to people, but I kind of have like a resting bitch face sometimes because I got no sleep.
Oh, yeah, and sometimes you're just a bitch. So I said it. I feel so bad. Oh my gosh. I have to say sorry once to this episode is so unhinged and we're only 6 minutes into it. Oh, we're going to be canceled. I can't wait. Just kidding. I don't want to be. But I met someone. I actually had a situation involving you in the weekend where someone almost got their face punched in. And I have not told you about it. Yes. So after the Jays beat Baltimore on Saturday and TIFF finished, so I did my final red carpet. Me and a couple buddies, we went out to have some drinks after. And we're sitting there. And we're talking, and this guy puts his phone in front of my face, and I kind of jump back, and all you hear is like 4 chairs screech as the metal is like peeling off because my friends are getting up being like, bro, what are you doing? And when I look at the phone, I looked up at the guy, and I couldn't, that's other days. That's usually my DMs, which is why I don't check them. But anyways, he said, Whit's not going to be happy, and I couldn't stop laughing. What he was showing me was the score of the Gamecocks game.
Yeah. I was there.
Tell all my buddies, I'm like, calm down. This is actually hilarious. His name's Colin. He listens to the podcast every week. He works in downtown Toronto at one of the banks, and it made my day. And I'm sorry, he almost got his ass kicked by my friends, but Whit,
suck a Gamecock, Colin. Suck a Gamecock.
Your team blew it.
It was just the most deflating game I've been to as a Gamecock fan over my, how long has it been now? 18 years? Yeah, 18 years. Just an absolute gut punch. Our quarterback got hurt, but even if he had not got hurt, I think we'd have had a better chance, but I don't know if we were going to win that game because Vanderbilt, of all teams, was just so much better than we were. And we're supposed to be this like playoff contending team. And we just look like a JV team out there. And it was hard to watch, hurt my soul. Haven't recovered quite yet. Big game Saturday at Missouri. And I don't know. I don't have any like rah-rah speech for you like I had when I was in Alabama. I'm sad. I'm sad right now. So.
Oh, Muffin. Go Tigers. I'm excited.
Go Tigers. No, not go Tigers. No. Anybody? Let's see. Who else? Who we like right now? I don't even know who to cheer for at this point.
Oh, you're broken after one game, but I did love that. He knew immediately when he saw the score. He's like, oh, Whit is not going to be in a good mood. But hey, there's always next time. But you know who's in a good mood? Jays Nation. Big moment happened on the mound with my new favorite nickname of Ice Tray, having his major league debut, making franchise history, throwing 9 strikeouts, which has not happened by a Blue Jays player in their major league debut. Just what did you think of his performance after you're done crying about your team?
Yeah. No, I haven't seen him pitch a lot, but you hear about the gaudy strikeout numbers. You hear all this hype about him coming up, and he's a young kid, so it's like, well, is it going to translate? And obviously last night it translated quickly. So he's the way he throws is unique. From the release point that he has, he's very, very over the top, more so than just about anybody. He reminded me a lot of Chris Young. Chris Young is probably before a lot of people listening's time, but he was a teammate of mine at Kansas City. He's the GM for the Texas Rangers now. He's like 6'8", and he threw from like really high, and same type of thing as the ice box, ice tray. Did you say ice tray or ice box?
Ice tray.
Same type of thing as the ice tray, except CY. through like 80, 88. In his prime, he was maybe like 90, and then towards the end, he was 86. But he was still getting guys out because there's a deception to that. Ice Tray is throwing 96, which the way to explain it is when it's coming from that high, the ball's coming like down like the whole time. There's never like, it never feels like it's coming in like this. And so normally when it's coming in like this, if you're seeing the slider, you can kind of pick it up and it just kind of, it does like one of these. And so you can recognize it somewhat quicker, or the fastball will come in and kind of go like this. And so it's a little bit, I guess, more common and easier to pick up pitches. When he's coming from like way up here like he is, the ball's coming in like this. And then when it's a fastball, it just kind of goes and just kind of stays there. And then with his slider, it's coming in and just kind of falls off like that. And when it's split, which is that's a nasty pitch, it's coming in and just tumbling. So it's like, it looks the same until it gets to about right here. And it's either going at you, it's going down, or it's splitting off the table. And it was really impressive to watch some of the swings the big leaguers were taking off him. It shows you how hard his stuff was to pick up. And I mean, you couldn't ask for a better debut for a kid that's the team's trying to figure out whether or not he should be on the playoff roster. I don't. After watching that, I mean, he's going to pitch again before they have to make those decisions. But he's a guy. He's a guy. You know, because it is unique. When someone faces him for the first time or the second time, it's going to take some getting used to. And so he's a guy that can come in and get strikeouts like right away. And so I think you throw him in your bullpen, and you know, if you need a guy to come in the 5th, 6th, or 7th to get some strikeouts, he's the guy. Again, it's one outing, so I hate overhyping people on one outing, but it looked good. It looked really good, and he looked calm. He looked composed, and the stuff is there. And it's always interesting to see when a guy does that, how he can follow it up when he's a young player. So I'm excited to see what he does again in 5 days. What is the next one? Will be Friday, probably, maybe Saturday. So yeah, we'll see.
That was really entertaining, and I'm not being facetious. For those listening, you kind of gave the fun little pitching clinic. They would have just heard you say, and the ball goes here, and the ball goes here. But look at you. Sometimes you know things when you're not grumpy.
Yeah. You want to bitch and moan about hitters not hitting. Try having 3 pitches coming in at 96. They get halfway and then do 3 different things and be like, "Oh, why didn't you hit that? Why didn't you put that ball in play?" Well, shit's hard. That's why I'm sitting over here now.
Oh, wait. Sometimes you are funny. Another thing people are overhyping, underhyping, losing their mind about is Bo. He was in Dallas to get a second opinion on his knee injury. Schneider said that, this is kind of common practice. But from your experience, having somebody Bo like sidelines, seeking a second option, what kind of uncertainty does this put in the clubhouse, or like where are you at with this?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's always more to the story, whether it's more in a better way or more in a worse way than the public and the media know. So it's just impossible to know what's actually going on unless you're in the locker room behind the scenes. So I don't want to speculate one way or another, because it could be a precautionary thing that, I'm going to go and he wants to come back maybe next week, but the one doctor is saying, you might be able to, but there's a chance that you could hurt it worse. He might be going to get a second opinion to have this doctor say, no, you should be good. Like, we'll just throw, a brace on it like this and you'll be fine. Or it could be like the other way and be like, it's not looking good. I don't know how you're going to be able to do athletic movements with this going on in your knee. So hopefully it's the latter. Hopefully they're just getting some reassurance that he's not going to do more damage to his knee than what's already going on. Usually PCLs are the letters that you want when it is associated with your knee versus an ACL or an MCL. PCL is usually the better one. So yeah, hoping for good news for Bo, because he's been so good for this team all year, and I know how much he thrives and wants to be in the playoff, in the playoff games and in the playoff picture and the playoff hunt, all that. And especially with the contract uncertainty surrounding him and the Blue Jays. You'd love to see if for some reason he ends up somewhere else, you'd love to see him have one last run in the playoffs with the Jays. So hopefully it all works out. Hopefully everything is okay and we see him back in a couple weeks.
I hope so. I know Blue Jays Nation is flipping out about that. And also a comment that Baltimore Orioles broadcaster Brian Roberts made on the weekend, former MLB player. I know a lot of Jays fans are already aware of this comment where he questioned Canadian baseball fans' IQ after a pickoff play, and the pitcher was booed. He went on to say, like, I got to be really, really careful what I say, but sometimes we've had some major questions about the baseball IQ of some Canadians. At times it felt like maybe they enjoyed or knew more about hockey than baseball. He then put his tiny little tail between his legs and issued an apology on air the next day that was not sincere. And I will always give benefit of the doubt to a broadcaster or somebody that is speaking live for a living. I do this every day, a couple times a day, and sometimes it's by accident. But the bozo put in his heels. He dug in his heels and he's making those comments, and I just am not impressed. But Whit, before I rant, I will let you be the angry one or non-angry one on this program.
You know who my player comp was coming out of college? Brian Roberts. True story. He's a Gamecock. Went to the same college, kind of similar styles of play. Little white guys that can steal bases and play second base and hit for some power. So we share that. This might be hard to hear for a lot of Canadians, but there's a rhetoric going around with American baseball players that when you go to Canada, that's kind of the thing. They show up, they support their team, but they're supporting their team, and it's not that they're like baseball people. They're just Toronto people. They're Canadian people, and they want their team to do well. That's kind of the rhetoric going around. Until you go and you live there and you play for the Blue Jays, you understand that's not true. That there is a good knowledge of the game of baseball in Canada, especially in Toronto, and that you can be fans of hockey as well as baseball. And just like I can be a football fan and a baseball fan and a basketball fan and a golf fan and know things about every sport. Like that is a possible thing. I can go to a basketball game and be very aware of what's going on, even though I'm a baseball player. So until you're in Toronto and you see it on a day-to-day basis that people are aware of, this guy just moved a runner over by hitting a ground ball to second base, and the runner moved to third, and now everyone's cheering. That's baseball knowledge. People know what they're doing. People know what they're cheering for. So, I think it was just a moment where it was an easy thing to say, and you go anywhere you go, and a pitcher picks off.
Thank you. That's what I was going to say. It's
anywhere, and that's it's the stupidest. Besides the wave, it's the stupidest thing that you can do as a fan is boo at a pickoff, because that's like how you kind of prevent the runner from stealing. Because if the runner steals and it's an easy stolen base, you're going to boo as to why you didn't throw him out. Well, you got to pick off sometimes to keep him from stealing. So don't boo if there's a pickoff. It's dumb.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. That take though about Canadians, for me, it's so ignorant. If people think that about a country, is just insane.
I know. It's just like, people, there are stereotypes about everybody, and it's just, it goes around, and like you said, sometimes it just is what it is. And you have to, until you play for the Blue Jays and you see it on a day-to-day basis, for a fact that it's not true, but that is something that is said about Canadian fans. I hate it and I'm not a fan of it, but I'm just letting you know, living in Canada, you might not hear it, but it is said. And so it's not like Brian had this like one-off thought about Canadian fans. It's kind of, unfortunately, it's a rumor. It's a stereotype, but I think it is slowly dwindling away, which is a good thing. I'm on your team. Look,
I'm on you are, and I'm not going to argue with you because it's not you. I know, and so I'm not going to argue with it because that has me fired up right now.
It's like, I'm going to tell you the truth that the AirPod in your 1 year looks stupid. I'm just telling you the truth.
Stupid.
Right? I'm just telling you the truth. Doesn't mean I don't like you. I'm just being honest with you.
makes me mad about that is my husband. You make him so happy every episode because you'll either say something. He's like, haha, he did that. He has these like earpieces for me that you will not see that I'm wearing them, but I refuse to put them in. So right now he's like, see, Whit says that it looks stupid. I don't care, Whit. But when we talk about stupidity, you did bring up the wave. And on Sunday's game, when the Jays were up 11-2, George was up at bat. And they started to do the wave. When you're a player in the field and not paying attention in the outfield, or when you're being in the infield, when the wave is happening, what are your thoughts?
I try to find the one person that thinks he's going to be like Mr. Big Shot and start the wave and like, look at me, I'm going to get 40,000 people to do the wave and yell at him when he's trying to start. And I used to yell at, like if he was close, I'd yell at him and yell at him and yell at him until he would look and be like, don't do this. This is so dumb. I don't know what it is, but I really don't like the wave.
I don't
never liked the wave. I think it's dumb. I think people that started are dumb. Yeah, see, this is when my mood. This is the ebbs and flows of my hormones from not sleeping. You know.
Oh, people are going to absolutely either love or hate this episode. I can tell you, most of my family members are going to hate it. But let's talk to Mr. Positive, the hand on the mouth.
Like the wave? Your family likes the wave?
No, they just they're not into negative vibes, and this is what we're bringing right now.
I don't want to bring negative vibes. I'm just trying to be honest.
Positivity. Bring in Chris Bassitt. Introduce our guest.
Oh, the Hound Dog. He is one of the most unique pitchers in our game, and he pitches for our baseball knowledgeable fan base in the Toronto Blue Jays. And he has got 17 pitches. He's a great competitor. He'll go out and pitch every fifth day for you. He's a bulldog. He's a hound dog. He's a grinder. He's durable. He can strike you out if he needs to. He can get deep into games if he needs to. And he's the best. And he is Chris Bassitt.
This show is brought to you by Simply Spiked. Now picture this, extra innings. The Blue Jays are battling it out and you're hanging with your friends just soaking it all in. Those are the moments you wish you could last forever, right? That's exactly when I love cracking open a Simply Spiked. They've got 3 flavors, Simply Spiked Lemonade, Simply Spiked Peach, and the newest one in the roster, Simply Spiked Limeade. Perfectly sweet and tart and all 5% alcohol, made with real fruit juice and seriously refreshing. I've been loving Simply Spiked Limeade while we've all been screaming at that extra innings drama. Simply Spiked has been bringing the juiciness since launching in Canada back in 2023, made with natural ingredients and, like I mentioned, real fruit juice. Grab a variety pack so you can sample them all. They're perfect for game nights, hangouts, or anytime you want to make that moment last. Pick up Simply Spiked at your local liquor store and enjoy responsibly. Must be legal drinking age, and always remember to celebrate responsibly. Chris Bassitt, the Hound on the mound, my favorite bat boy to ever be employed by the Toronto Blue Jays. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank y'all for having me.
Before we get into whatever is going to happen here, I already told you guys before we recorded, I'm a little nervous about today because I think it could be unhinged in the best way. But we have a segment called Extra Innings where whoever's on, we show them videos, tweets, photos from their life. So buckle up because it's now time for Extra Innings. This first video is one of my favorite videos of you kind of away from the field. Right. The Toronto Blue Jays have this great series called, I believe it's Extra Innings. I don't even remember, but it's really great. And
you stole it if it is.
You know what? When I'm doing them, like, I'm pretty sure we did steal this. Sorry, Blue Jays. Don't sue us. But take a listen to the audio on this. Whit, I don't know if you've seen this, but after you watch this, Chris, I just want an update on how life is against Canada's animal.
Canada's animal versus me. Can't believe the dang animal of Canada is a beaver. That's Canada's animal. Canada's animal.
Just the entire episode is mad at the beaver. Yeah, I love this whole thing.
Yeah.
Wilderness Chris. How's it going against Canada's animal?
Mother Nature will always win, but I'm putting up a dang good fight, I'll say that.
Is that back in God's country? Is that North Carolina?
That is. That's there's like a stream that runs through like my farm. And if I don't unclog that stream, then pretty much all the farmers' fields around me get flooded. So
See, that's what you guys, when you brought the camera crew out there, Bass felt like he needed to go out and do it himself. But ever since he signed that contract with the Blue Jays, he just hires people to do things for him now.
No. I get too much enjoyment out of doing that. So I like doing that. It's like you in golf. I like going out there and messing around for 4 hours, then come back home.
Beautiful. How much acres do you have out there?
A little over 400.
And you manage all of
Yeah.
it? Most of it?
All of it.
Good for you.
It's fun. It's a hobby, honestly. I mean, it's not like I take it too serious. I mean, yeah, I obviously do, but it's a lot more therapeutic work than anything else.
Anything farmed, or you got any animals out there?
Not yet. The wife wants every animal under the sun. She wants the cows and horses and everything. So, we'll find out if that happens one day. But right now, no, we have no animals.
We got cows. We got cows, and
You have a cow?
We have probably
Wait,
12 cows.
wait. You have cows?
I live on a dairy farm, guy.
But I'm saying you own cows.
Listen, there are cows on our property, okay? Whether or not I own them is irrelevant.
I was gonna say,
There
are you
cows on our
taking care of
property.
these cows?
I'm not taking care of the cows.
I was gonna
I
say,
walk out.
if you retired and you got into dairy farming and you're taking care of cows, then something just happened.
Look, it may or may not be a tax write-off for my land, and whether or not I own them is the IRS does not need to know whether or not they're mine or not.
I can appreciate that.
I'm shook right now because I didn't actually know there was cows on your property. I know they're not yours. Do you go and like acknowledge the cows, Whit?
Oh yeah, we'll name them. There's Jezebel. There's Theodore. We got we got a bull, and we have a steady bull, and we have a lot of rotating cows because these cows are raised to slaughter, and so we don't try to we're not too sentimental, but when it's a little baby cow and I drive by and tell them that I'll enjoy the ribeye in a couple of years.
It's
a little
hard
cruel,
to slaughter the cows that you name.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's don't name.
Only try to name one or two.
Wow, things I never thought we'd be talking about, Whit naming cows and all the good times. This next video, I spoke to Scherzer before you guys went on the road, and I think a lot of people know, a lot of the Jays and athletes, you guys are multi-sport athletes growing up, but he also played hoops like you did. Whit, I don't know if you know this, but at the Rogers Center this year, they had a Bassitt basketball jersey giveaway. Do you want this in your collection, Whit?
I do need it. All I heard about only from Bassitt and from nobody else was how good of a basketball player that Bassitt was. So I feel like a Bassitt jersey would be appropriate.
Fun fact about that is I spoke to his wife that day. She said no. So I threw out this line to Scherzer from when he was with Parkway Central in 2003. He had 18 points, 4 rebounds, 2 blocks, 2 steals, almost perfect from the charity stripe, 50% from beyond the arc, but 0 fouls. So one, I don't think there was a ref or he paid them off because there's no way you don't get a foul in that game. But I said, hey, I know Bassitt used to hoop and I know that Jeff Hoffman used to be a baller shot caller. Who would win in a game of 1-on-1 and would he dunk on you? Here is what Max had to say.
You take this back 10 years ago when I had my athleticism, I have better vertical jump than Bass, and we know that. I can see Hoff being really good at basketball. He's lanky. I can see him being explosive. So those would be some good games.
How do you think you do? What are our thoughts on this?
I got Max being like Ron Artest or something. I got him being an absolute psychopath defender, but has 0 offensive ability. So, I'm gonna say I'm gonna win a close one in his prime, but yeah, I mean, it's just you're gonna have to deal with the annoying kid that's just like pushing your ribs and things like that. But I would beat Max. I will say this: his vertical jump is higher than mine. He's a little bit of a freak athlete.
The fact that he went a whole game and didn't commit a foul makes me question his physicality. So I don't know. Maybe it's on the basketball court. Maybe he's a little soft. I don't know.
I mean, if you've played with him enough or played with him at all, it's going to be like I had the perfect technique and I was in my perfect 3-point stance and I knew how to like get away with a foul. And I'm like, oh my, here we go. Like, okay, Max. Okay.
You nailed it because he told me, I'm like, well, who would you compare yourself to? And I like that you went with Ron Artest and not Meta World Peace because that's a shift in who a player is. But he said a poor man's Draymond Green, and Draymond has to be one of the most annoying players I've ever watched. So like, that checks out.
Yeah, that's going to be Max.
And this next video is one of my favorites just of you this season. Happened right after you were on the field. And I think this might show a little bit of the camaraderie, but I want you to break down what you did to poor Miles Straw here.
Oh, jeez.
It's so nasty. Oh, legend.
Was that after the 2-homer game?
Yeah. So Miles has been getting pretty comfortable with the Toronto Blue Jays, I would say, over the last couple months. So now it's kind of turned into everybody versus Miles, and he went after me out of nowhere for absolutely no reason for something, and I was like, Miles, you want to really start with me, really? And then literally 2-3 days later, he hits a home run and does the game that he did, and then obviously celebration. I'm like, oh, I'm getting him right here. I'm getting him. So that's what I did. I said, all right, Miles, we're even. You want to keep this up? Let's go. But we're even now.
That was a good one. You got him solid.
I just was like, just don't get him in the eyes. I knew like, all right, baby powder. So I was like, I'm gonna try to hit him like in the neck face area, but don't get him in the eyes.
It was everywhere, man.
Yeah.
It was so good. For those listening, just go to our YouTube channel to watch that alone. And we have a first here. I think we're on episode 12, Chris, that Whit has no idea what the videos I'm going to play during the segment, but he specifically asked for us to show this video of you. It has a little bit of sound on it that we will need to play.
Did you guess? Oh, never mind. Too late.
Let it rip.
He's halfway down the line.
No, Whit. Gosh dang it, Whit. You. Gosh dang it.
For people
Whit.
that don't know, all right, so the new rules in baseball now.
If you do it a third time, you've got to get it.
Whit.
Showman just said it. You can only step off the rubber twice, and Bassitt likes to call his own game on his little belt, and so there was probably 2 times where the clock winded down. Bassitt was shaking himself off, deciding he didn't want to throw whatever the 17 pitches he throws. So he disengaged twice. He can't do it again, or the runner on third gets home. We're playing like a left-handed shift. The runner on third is, I don't know, 10 feet off the bag, 20 feet. And Bassitt, in his infinite athleticism, decided I can step off, run over, and tag him myself before he gets back to third. And as you saw,
Yeah.
it wasn't even close.
Yeah, that's easily the most embarrassing moment of my big league career. That's not close. Just because I had so many like genuine friends on the other team. Like I'm hearing Max yell at me, I'm hearing DeGrom yell at me, Simeon. I'm hearing all these guys yell at me from the other team. I'm like, then I got to go into our locker room and Whit's going to be like, what did you just do? Chappie's going to kill me. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like he was so far down the line. I'm like, what do I do here? Like, I feel like if he takes off, it's an automatically he's stealing home. But yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
At what point did you know?
Instantly. That was the worst part, was instantly the second that I moved, I was like, oh, I have no chance. I have no chance to get him. It was so bad.
I remember all of us kind of looking at each other in disbelief, like, wait a second.
Dude.
He really just did that?
Yeah, it was
He has
bad.
to have another step off, right? There has to be one more. No, sure enough.
No.
I hope that makes your, when you retire, I hope that makes your highlight reel.
I'll make that number 1 just for you, Whit.
That's
We're like, there were some low times and there were some good times, but here you go. Here's the low time. The lowest of low for me right here.
That'll forever be on a spring training, like, coach's video. This is what we can't do.
And the sickening part is I did that again this year, but not in that way. I picked off 3 times. But
Well, I mean, if you pick, like, okay, so we pick off 3 times, I kind of get it because Now you get to two disengagements and guys are getting like obnoxious leads and going early. So like you do it every once in a while in a situation where it's not going to kill you if a guy gets another 90 feet. At least it's in the book now that this guy's doesn't really care if he's got two disengagements. He still might pick off. So I don't hate that, but stepping off and running at the guy physically probably shouldn't try to do that
Yeah,
again.
that's bad play. Bad play.
When he told me to get the video, I'm like, full disclosure, that was all Whit, but your reaction, I'll be honest, was worth it.
Yeah,
Thanks for staying a notch.
Bad play.
You know what I've been into lately on game days? The new Stromboli and drink combo from Pizza Pizza. It's like pizza with a twist. They roll it up, stuff it with all the flavor, and it's perfect for when you're locked into that Jays game. They've got 4 flavors: pepperoni, pesto Mediterranean, 4 meat, and my personal favorite, smoky barbecue chicken. It comes with a drink too, so you're all set. Seriously, if you're hungry for something different, give it a shot. You can grab one at Pizza Pizza on the app or at pizzapizza.ca because, hey, everyone deserves pizza. But we'll talk about some good things. Before you guys went on the road, you got your 10th sweep of the season. You know, it's been great. You guys have the best record in MLB as of September 14th at home. And after the win, Schneider made a comment that he took from Don Mattingly, how they say you guys are like watching The Sandlot. You guys are just having fun, which, by the way, best baseball movie ever. What have you noticed about this team? What's different from last year?
I think last year, well, I'll say this. I think it stems back not just from last year. I think it stems back kind of like 2 years ago because 2023, we had a really, really good team. I thought we had a chance to win it. It didn't work out for a number of reasons, but I feel like we just didn't make the changes. Like, you always are going to have some issues whenever you play a long baseball season. So I feel like we had issues in 2023. We didn't really correct them in 2024. And then people got hurt, say like Bo got hurt, things like that. And then all those issues kind of came to light in 2024. So yeah, 2024 was really, I mean, obviously a really bad year for us. We traded people, a lot of people stayed, but it was like, okay, like for this year, we really want to kind of like hammer out what we want to be as a team, who we want to be as a team. Because like for me, I looked at our team and I'm like, we're kind of like trying to play this game like we're the Yankees, where we hit 1 billion home runs. We're extremely high in slug, but like I think the exact opposite should be happening, where we're playing a lot more Whit Merrifield baseball, where it's smaller ball, like you're an elite 300 hitter where you can hit behind runners, you can move runners over. Like, yeah, you're gonna hit a couple home runs, but it's kind of a 1 through 9 approach, and I really think everyone really has bought into that. And yeah, you have Vladdy's hitting homers, you have George hitting homers, but the reality of it is I think everyone kind of bought into what we wanted to do in 2025. And then everyone kind of just like fell into like this thing where it was just like, we just need you to be yourself. Like, you're on the team obviously for a reason, but like now we're not really like all chasing power. We're not all chasing this or that. Like, if you're trying to play a small ball brand of baseball where it's kind of 1 through 9, it's like, all right, we're just going to put you in the position in the lineup where it kind of best suits what you do. And it's obviously worked.
That's always been my thing is when you play the game that way, you play the game the right way, you do what's asked in every situation, what's best for the team in that spot. All that stuff kind of falls into place. Your power, you turn around and you got 15 homers.
That's right.
You're hitting 300, your strikeouts are down. Like, all that stuff falls into place. But when you're out there chasing it, it never seems to work out. There's very few guys that can go out there and chase big slug numbers, a lot of homers, and get away with it. So
that's right.
I think you nailed it. You know, that guys buy into it and numbers reflect it. It works out.
Yeah, and I would say also it's a lot easier to play the game when you're sitting there and you're playing the game for like the person next to you, and you're struggling a little bit, or your team is struggling a little bit, but at the end of the day, you're still like being like, I'm trying to play for you. Like, I'm trying to play for the next guy. But if you're playing for yourself and you're playing for like, I got to get a hit and I got to hit a homer or I got to hit a double, and then you're struggling, it's like, none of this feels right. None of this feels good. Like I stink and our team stinks. So like what are we doing here? So yeah, I'm as crazy as it is, like when we lose, I'm proud of how we lose. When we win, I'm proud of how we win. Like just because I know we're playing, like if you beat us, you beat us. It's okay, but we're playing the game the right way.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, as the season winds down, and a lot of good teams have to deal with this as the postseason comes along. But as you know, there's pretty much 4 spots in the rotation when the playoffs come about, and you guys have 5 veteran, all guys that have been number ones throughout the course of their career at some point. It's a good spot to be. Have you guys started those conversations as what's that rotation of the playoffs going to look like? Is that something that you're addressing now, or is that something that just kind of happens as you get closer to the playoffs?
I'll be honest with you. This has been like such like an awesome like breath of fresh air, so to speak, when it comes to like all these guys, because like I mean, you throw kind of these like this group of people together, you just don't really know how the dynamic is going to work. Like I was obviously extremely comfortable with Barrios, extremely comfortable with Gauzy. Privately, I was very comfortable with Scherzer. So like adding him to the mix, I was like basically told Gauzy and I told Barrios like, hey, like this is who he is. Like it's gonna be a lot. This is how you handle him. This is what you do. This is what you don't do. I mean, I was telling Pete that. I was telling Schneis that. Like I was basically trying to like tell him this is our little psychopath coming in here. So then you add Bieber to the mix, and I'm like, okay, like now what is that gonna do to like the dynamic? But like honestly, like you get all 5 of us around, I think, and I could be wrong, but I think not one of us care. I think all 5 of us care about winning. Like I don't care if I don't pitch. I don't care if the other person doesn't pitch. Like I don't only talk to like other people, and I won't mention names, but like they don't care. They just want to win. Like because like as crazy as it is, like you go into the playoffs, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, we're facing. I'm just gonna say like a team that's we're not gonna face just so it's easier. But like say like the Nationals, will say. Like, say the Nationals are really, really, really good against 4-seam guys, but really bad against sinker ball guys. Well, me and Barrios are probably going to be in there then. So, like, you can match it up, and I think there's not really a wrong answer for kind of like what the team is, who the team are playing, what their strengths and weaknesses are, and then just say like, okay, these guys are going to be the guys because this is the best way that we think we can win, but might not be that the next series or whatever it may be. But as long as we win, I don't think anybody cares. I really don't.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's interesting to see if that's how they go about it, because you guys all sort of have different styles of pitching, and so it'd be interesting to see if they use a team's weakness in that way. So I didn't think about that, but yeah, maybe that, because I mean it's crazy. Like seriously, it's like Scherzer, Hall of Famer, you top end guy,
not Hall of Famer.
Barrios would not Hall of Famer. Well,
Good job,
you Hall of Famer.
No, but like Bieber, you're right. But Bieber's Cy Young guy,
ace. Yeah,
Bieber's Cy Young guy, Gauzy's Cy Young guy. We got a Hall of Famer. Barrios can be a number 1, and I can right now probably be a number 2.
The only thing that I love and hate is you don't have that lefty. I mean, you have Lauer, who was awesome.
Yeah.
First part of the year, but you don't have that lefty starter, so maybe that'll keep Schneis from doing the Barrios Kikuchi deal in Minnesota this year.
Yeah, I think we crossed over that bridge, and
good.
That bridge is, we burnt that bridge down. That bridge, that's gone.
Yeah,
we're good.
That bridge is toast.
Yeah,
good.
We toasted.
God.
Sometimes you gotta step off and run at the guy at third to learn a lesson.
That's
right.
right.
Sometimes you gotta do.
You gotta touch that stove that's extra hot.
When you talk about wins, though, there's this big deal being made about how you guys have had a franchise record 46 comeback wins. What do you make of that stat?
I would say the stat is 100% goes back to kind of what we were talking about, is that we just
Yeah.
play for each other, and we're not like it's really really hard to hit, I think, period. But if you're in a moment where it's like, hey, Whit, we're down 2, go hit, and then you're trying to hit for yourself, or you're trying to be, I gotta get a hit, and then all of a sudden, like, you're constantly thinking like about your own numbers or your game and all that, and then all of a sudden it flips almost into like, oh, I need to get a hit for the team, or I need to get a hit for this guy. And then all of a sudden it's like, I'm not comfortable because I'm doing something I haven't really done all game. And then all of a sudden it's like, no, like it's another inning for us. Like, it's just like, just trust the guy next to you, trust the guy behind you or in front of you, and just go do your job, whatever it is. Like Dalton lays,
Right.
like as crazy it is the other night, like we won a game because Dalton laid down a bunt. I mean,
The Wombat.
literally, he laid down a bunt. That's why we won the game. And just Dalton was just being himself. Like, he wasn't comfortable with where he was at hitting that day, and he just put down a bunt. And that's what Dalton does. And then it just kind of fell apart from there.
Are you guys? I've never been in the position you guys are in now, but so I've always kind of been chasing for the most part. So this point of the year, really, I'm scoreboard watching. Are you guys scoreboard watching right now to try and kind of figure out when it's going to be the time to pop these bottles? And
Yeah, I mean, you've obviously been there and done that, Whip. So like, you kind of know, like, there's always TVs on. Like, the games are always on. So like, are you scoreboard watching? Yeah, you are scoreboard watching because, I mean, the games are always on. Like, there's TVs in every room, I feel like, in our building, and they're always on LB Network, or they're always on like playing an MLB game. So like, yeah, I feel like you are scoreboard watching, but this is the best time of year where college football or the NFL needs to be on, and I'm like, get MLB Network so far away from me, it's not funny. Like, College Game Day, let's go, here we go. Like, so yeah, like, this is football season right now for me. It's not baseball season. This is the fun baseball season where I can keep playing, but there's football on.
so you and Schneids are in together for a fantasy?
Yeah, yep. Me and Schneids.
Who's taking the reins? Are you the bank and he's the brains, or what's going on with that?
Well, so we already had a Jerry Jones incident where week one we're playing against Scherzer, and I mean, I'm supposed to be the bank and he's supposed to be the brains of the operation, and we lose week 1 because we didn't have a kicker in our lineup. So I'm like, Tyler Bass goes on the IR like a day before like the Bills game. If we would have played Prater, we would have won. But instead we lost to Scherzer, and now Scherzer's just being Scherzer. But yeah, so
and he didn't catch it.
No. So we had to have a come to Jesus meeting. And
Closed door?
Yeah, closed door. We're trying not to burn our team down week 1, but it was tough. And we had Jared Goff, so we were panicking bad about that week 1, but now we're back. We're back.
All right, Jays fans, batter up and the Buds are stepping up to the plate. Budweiser is inviting all of us to rally for October. October moments with your buds, they're priceless, savoring that feeling while cheering on your Toronto Blue Jays. And let's be real, baseball stadium snacks, your closest friends, what do they all have in common? They pair perfectly with an ice-cold Budweiser. That's just what buds do. Budweiser, the official partner of your Toronto Blue Jays, because baseball is better with your buds. Rally for October. Check it out at budweiser.ca. Last thing you want is a joint bat boy situation at spring training on your birthday again.
That would be
That was so
I'll
good.
tell you right now, he would be doing the away team. If I'm not doing the away bat boy. If it's a joint bat boy, I'm not being the away team bat boy.
Well, I mean, look, your contract's up at the end of the year, and so if that's the stipulation for the fantasy football loser is to be the bad boy in spring training, maybe Davis is trying to pressure you into mandatory signing back with the Blue Jays, so you have to live up to your fantasy losing bargain.
Yeah, I mean,
smart. If you think about it, that's like next level. That's like
I'm not gonna give away the punishment. if they go through, and I say if the Blue Jays go through with the punishment for the league for next year, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad.
They have to do an hour-long podcast with Lindsay Dunn. Is that the punishment?
No, it's gonna be bad. I'm not even gonna say it's gonna be bad as in like, oh my gosh, like you're gonna get canceled. I mean, it's gonna be very embarrassing. It's gonna be bad.
I can't wait to see it.
I'll privately text you what it is, so you can also tell Lindsay. But I don't want to publicly say it.
So there's a chance that someone doesn't do it. There's a chance it doesn't go through.
Yeah, there's I believe there's like a payment plan. So like you can either pay to get out of this, or you've got to do the punishment. But I think a lot of people are going to pay to get out of this, because I would pay to get out of it. Put it this way. I think you would do the punishment, Whit. I'm being serious.
Oh, I'm sure. Look, I'm.
I don't know.
There's a lot. Honestly, I
don't know if you would.
There's a lot. It takes a lot to embarrass me, and I'm really interested to see what it is now.
Yeah.
I know. I don't think I've ever been more excited for Whit to text me in my life. Normally I have him muted, but I cannot wait for this moment.
Yeah.
Also, Whit is a great agent. He was out here last episode trying to get Bo a 10-figure deal, a Barry Yelich contract. Now we got Davis in here. But in all seriousness, Chris, like, I know there's a lot going on. Chase for like October baseball, the contract situation. How much has this been even a conversation in your own household?
I mean, it's been obviously a conversation. Like we had conversations like with the Blue Jays a little bit about it, just like figuring out kind of where they stand, where I stand. But we both like kind of agreed and understood, like, we didn't want this to be a distraction even one bit. And I know that's so easy to say, and so many people are like, yeah, BS. Like, but like that was truly like kind of like where we stood at it, was just like we just don't we just don't know. So like when I say we don't know, like we just don't know like the dynamic of the team. We don't know a lot of things. So it's like, okay, that's okay. Like, I love this team. I love playing for Toronto. I love being here. I love the guys on the team. Ross in the front office know that. But whatever happens. I'm not going to obviously take anything personal from that standpoint. I know we have an older rotation. I understand I'm getting older as well. So there's a lot of different, like there's Manoah coming back. There's obviously Savage right here that's playing for us. So there's a lot of things that go into it. I understand that. So then it was like, okay, like instead of kind of like breaking all this stuff down and going through all this stuff, like let's just revisit this at a different time. And if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, I am more than happy that I'm a Blue Jay right now, and I was a Blue Jay. So this is all about winning now. It is what it is. We'll figure out we'll figure out next year after this year.
And you got a Canadian kid now, so
I do. Yeah, came out.
Yes,
I came into the Blue Jays without a Canadian kid, and now I got one. So yeah.
That makes my Canadian heart so happy, because when it happened to Justin Turner, I'm like, yes, I love you guys having the foreign babies, dual citizenship forever. We're so happy to have you here. We have like 1,000 more questions. I definitely wanted to get you to rip on Whit a lot more about golfing with him, but we have to get to the fan questions because we have a segment.
Whit's golf, I'll tell you that.
You gotta come play in our tournament this year, Bass. Come on.
Oh my gosh, Whit, I'll be honest with you. My golf team is so bad right now, and I think you said it's televised or something, right?
Well, it was supposed to be. That's the whole thing. It's supposed to be televised last year. We paid a bunch of money to get on MLB Network, and MLB Network hasn't even shown it yet, and so we're not happy with MLB Network right now. But next year will not be televised. But there's a handicap division, there's a net division, so get your handicap right and make some putts, and
just come and yell at Whit on a podcast for an hour. Just do it.
Oh my gosh!
Look, if Davis and Ernie come down.
Honestly, everyone that went, and I'm not even just saying this because of you. Like, I know a decent amount of people. Like, obviously, I went and played in that tournament, and every single one of them were like, it was a blast. Like, it was an absolute blast. So whatever you did, I'm gonna say, I kind of want to do it just because of everyone's reaction to it, but I also know like Tyler Clippard, and I know how good you are. I know how good some of these guys are. I'm like, what am I doing out here with y'all? Like, come on. Like,
Listen, I've seen some of the guys that have come, and you will not embarrass yourself. I'll tell you that.
yeah, Romano.
It's just
Romano
it's a good
came,
time.
right?
Yeah, that old slap shot.
Yeah, Romano.
He was there.
I know I'm better than him. I'll say that. I know that.
There you go. All right, let's get the fans on deck, huh?
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right, we'll try to whip through these. This one is actually this is before we even get to the Instagram questions. Somebody that works at the ballpark, they said they noticed you switched your walk-up song, which was God's Country by Blake Shelton, which, by the way, I told him about at the beginning of the year, and he was so happy. And then I was like, I'm not telling him you switched it. Why did you switch your walkout song?
Matt Chapman. I know that's probably a bad answer, but yeah. I don't mind saying this. Whenever I play Bob Melvin, for the most part, throughout my career, Bob Melvin has actually picked out my walkout when I was facing him. So like facing their team.
That's cool.
So he either like texts me, he goes like, what's the walkout? And I either text him. Usually like, when I'm winning, like I'm like, this is my walkout. Like you're not changing it. But if I lost the game before, I'm like, hey, what do you want? And he'll pick my walkout. Chappie before the year, I think got a little jealous of that. So he picked my walkout before the year. Like he was like, hey, I want your walkout to be this year. So I changed it for Chappie, and I'm not trying to jinx anything because we have more games at home, but it's worked out the whole year. So yeah, I can't change it. I'm in the mood where I'm like, I want to change it. Like I'm coming up with walkout songs. Like Dalton just changed his walkout song. That was gonna be mine. I literally told everyone like, hey, this is my new walkout. And then I get a text and Dalton's like, hey, I'm taking your walkout. I'm like, are you serious? Like we're literally jamming on the team bus, and they're like, yeah, this would be a cool walkout for you. And then literally Dalton texts me 12 hours later. I'm like, you cannot.
What a Dalton move.
I'm like, you can't be serious with that, Dalton.
And he was.
But he was. I mean,
I
literally
love that.
came up the next day, first at bat. I'm like, oh my gosh, he did it. Like, he actually did it. But he told me. I was like, all right, whatever.
Oh my gosh. All right. We are so over time, so we're just going to whip through a couple. Have you ever been hit by a pitch at any level when you had a bat?
Yeah, but probably like high school, and I never faced velo. Like, never faced anything like over 85. So I'm technically saying no. Like, no, I never got hit by anything that hard hitting.
He hit me, though. He hit me in AAA.
I hit Whit in
Almost broke
AAA,
my
and I thought
finger.
it ended his career, and I felt absolutely awful about it.
I was trying to bunt.
Yeah, that was dumb.
Big gangly
Why
dude.
are you trying to
It's
bunt?
actually
You
kinda-
could hit well off me.
Well, at the time, not the time. I didn't hit good off you until I got to the big league.
Yeah, then you started to really hit me.
Wow.
Brag.
He did.
No big deal.
He was really good. He was really good.
Do you take into account the umpire calling the game in your pitching plans or decisions?
No, I feel like when you're thinking about the umpires and like their zone, you got too much in your head. I just think about the hitter and what their strengths and weaknesses are, and stay away from their strengths and just try to attack their weaknesses.
Who on the team makes you laugh the hardest?
We have too many of them. Yeah, it's all. I'll be honest with you. Bieber's my locker neighbor, and Biebs is pretty dang funny. Like, I did not expect. I mean, obviously, like, when you get somebody, you just don't know who they are, what they're gonna be. Or Biebs is really funny and he's really smart. So me and him get along well. So I'd say him right now. But overall, my tenure, I'll put up Gauzy, but yeah, Biebs.
Who's on the mic now, Bass?
George, and he's actually not too bad at it. He's not good at it, but he's not too bad at it. but it's like, I mean, it's like,
Does he stutter a little bit when you have it?
I mean, a little bit, but at the same part of the day, like
He's gotten better. He does pretty good. Like when he only stutters when he's like, I feel like a one-on-one conversation.
like Mike
he's
George
really good,
is like
public.
Mike George is like MVP right now, so it's like we got to deal with it. It's not great. But it's George.
Is he still? Do you still do Mafia? Do you still host
Oh
Mafia?
yeah, we just got done with that last night. Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Who's Tim? Is there a Tim
Mm,
that everyone you just kill off first time every time?
I think it's a lefty thing. 'Cause I know Little gets whacked a lot. I'll be honest with you. It's probably me, Whit. It's probably me.
I could see that. Just I'd kill you off because I wouldn't want to deliberate with you as the game goes on.
Yeah, it's. I literally can't make it out of the third, fourth round. It's the most disgusting thing. And now we got 19, 20 people playing this somehow. And literally I just sit there and I'm like, all right, like I get to play for 2 minutes. So here we go.
Love that.
Well, dang gummit, this was a fun episode. I tried to use that word. I have no idea how to use it. I heard Chris say it.
Dadgummit, not dangummit, dadgummit.
Whatever. Chris, thank you so much for joining us and definitely ripping on Whit a little bit. Appreciate it. But go to his golf tournament.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Maybe.
See you in December.
It's a maybe.
Maybe.
A true maybe. A true maybe.
If you guys get to the CS, you got to come to the golf tournament.
Deal.
Chris Bassitt, what a gem. I love his reaction when he found out you lived on a dairy farm. But as much as I thought I knew about you, you told me you lived on a dairy farm, but I just assumed it wasn't an active one. This completely changes my perspective from the first half of this interview and me talking about you. I think you're actually a nice guy. You live on a dairy farm.
Well, it's not technically a dairy farm. It was a dairy. My grandfather-in-law, is that right? My wife's grandfather was a dairy farmer, and this is his land. And we are now living on his land, and there are cows that live. I mean, the land's broken up into like different, pastures, and right next to the pasture right next to us, there's 12, 15 cows. So like I told you, they're raised for slaughter. They're not dairy cows. So it technically is not a dairy farm, but I do have cows right on my window. I sent you pictures.
Yeah, it's just, I'm a prairie kid, so that makes me happy. And you're not supposed to be nice to me, so don't send me pictures of the adorable cows or anything nice.
Well, I told you I called that one medium well.
I know, I laughed so loud at that.
So,
I was like, that was really
nice.
funny.
Someone's going to cry about that, but yeah, it's just kind of how it works.
Well, here's the part where I feel like you're probably going to rip me. I was at the game. Obviously, I was there when they had their homestand, and there was 2 people that had your jersey on. I like this. You become much more popular now as a post J. People talk about, how much they love the podcast, that you're a nice guy, but I'm going to just tell you they say you're a jerk so that you don't be mean to me. So let's keep up that. But when was the last time, or what was the first jersey you ever bought that did not have your name on it when you were a kid?
I got really into college football jerseys when I was in like 7th grade. My dad worked for a college sports marketing agency, whatever you want to call it. And so their company represented like a lot of different schools across the country. And probably the first one I got was a Virginia Tech Michael Vick jersey. That was probably the first jersey that I ever got. Yeah. You know what the first baseball jersey I ever got was?
Oh gosh, no.
Brian Roberts. I swear.
No, you did not.
I swear, I probably forgot it somewhere. It's probably actually pressed at Paris house.
Man, go give it to the cows.
We went to Camden because it's fairly close. When Cal was, this was after Cal. Why do I have a Brian Roberts jersey? I don't know, but it was the first baseball jersey I ever got.
This is amazing. Well, I'm getting ripped on by my friends because when they had the City Connect unveiling last year, they gave some of us jerseys. Like, I don't have any Blue Jays jerseys because I never know which player that I'm like, this is a person's jersey and name I want on my back. So I put my own name, and they're like, you are such a tool. Wait, am I a tool for putting my own? There's no number 8. That is the number I played. It is. I know. Okay. You can make fun of me.
Yeah, we make fun of people that have their own name on their jerseys. Not gonna lie.
I thought so. I'm never taking it out of the closet. And that's what they said. I'm like, damn it. Yep. Well, thankfully, my hair covers that. On that note, let's talk about that gem of a shirt you have on.
Yeah, Calusa Pines, Naples, Florida. It's, if you're there anytime between May and October, it's like one of the hottest places on the planet. But it's incredible golf course. Really, really challenging. And a good friend of mine is a member there, John Lockwood. So shout out to Dr. John. And love Calusa Pines.
Shout out to that. I need you to put the charm out there and tell people what to do when it comes to our channels.
So there's a little like heart thing. Press it. That's a like. And then if you click our channel, there's a little like rectangle box that says follow. Bang. 2. That's like 3 presses. That's like heart, profile, follow.
And then more importantly, I need you all to go comment on our YouTube channel. Yes, subscribe. But I need you to go comment how nice Whit is. He loves it. Please say how he's such a nice Southern gentleman and that he's a good guy. Because let's keep these good guys going. Nope, Whit.
If you comment, there's a good chance I'm seeing it. And if it's mean, I probably won't respond. I might. It's not 0% chance I won't respond. I have responded. I responded to somebody the other day that spelled my name wrong.
Hey, my name was spelled wrong by us.
2 T's, was it?
Yeah, on our TikTok.
Well, when you're responding and the name is right there, you're talking to somebody and the name is literally right there, like a millimeter below where you're typing, and you can't spell it right, you deserve to get clapped back on. And that's what I did.
Thank you for joining us for another great episode, a 6-inning stretch with Lindsay Dunn and Mr. Nice Guy. We'll see you next week.
Well, maybe. You might maybe see you next week.
We're canceled.
Blue Jays fans are great. I do love you. Don't take anything what I said out of hate. That was all love. I'm just telling you how it is. That's because what people do when they love you. They tell you how it is.
Thanks for watching this video. If you want more interviews, analysis, or Blue Jays news from the 6-inning stretch, make sure to hit the subscribe button below or watch more of our content over here.